Standard 10, History, lesson number 4, History of Indian Arts. Now already we have started discussing this lesson. Though this lesson is not for board exam, and it has been excluded by the SSC board for this academic year, still I am going to explain this lesson, or I am explaining this lesson for your better understanding. Classical styles of painting. The ancient Indian texts have explained various aspects of arts in great details. And according to the Indian texts, ancient texts, there are 64 arts. And painting is mentioned as Alekhyam or Alekhya Vidya in the ancient texts of India. It is said to have 6 main aspects. The ancient Indian scholars studied these 6 aspects very minutely. Means ancient Indian scholars used to study 6 aspects of painting, okay, or 6 skills of drawing a painting, and they were Rupa Bheda, means different shapes and forms, Pramana, means proportionate depiction of various features of an image, Bhava, means expressions, Lavanya Yojana, means aesthetics, and Sadrushyata. Sadrushyata means a resemblance to reality. Varnika Bhang means color of composition. So these aspects every ancient Indian scholar or painter used to learn. Agma texts of various religious sects, Puranas and Vastu Shastra texts explain the arts of painting and sculpturing in the context of temple architecture. So we get knowledge about painting from Puranas also, Vastu Shastra texts also, and Agma texts of various religious sects. Miniature paintings in manuscripts. Miniature means very small painting. Okay. Miniature means showing minor details. Okay, very minor details. Now, the miniature style of painting in India was influenced by Persian style of miniature painting. The Deccan miniature style was developed under the patronage of the Deccan Sultanates. Means Deccan Sultans, they gave patronage, means they gave support and help to the Deccan miniature style. During the reign of Akbar, the Mughal emperor, the Mughal miniature style, showing a blend of Indian and Persian styles, was developed. So in the period of Mughals, especially in the times of Akbar, a new miniature style of painting developed, and it was a mixture of Persian and Indian styles. Western style of painting. In the British period, Indian artists came under the influence of European style of painting. An art school was established under the leadership of James Wells, a Scottish artist, in the times of Savai Madhavrao Peshwa in Shaniwarwada in Pune. He had done a portrait of Savai Madhavrao and Nana Fadnavis. So in this way, Indians were introduced to the European style of painting under the leadership of James Wells, who was a Scottish artist. Okay, and his portrait of Savai Madhavrao Peshwe and Nana Fadnavis is one of the examples of Western style of painting. Gangaram Tambat, a Marathi artist who worked with Wells, deserves a special mention here. He had made drawings of the rock-cut caves at Verul and Karle. Some of his drawings are preserved in the Yale Center of British Art of Yale University. So another well-known artist is Gangaram Tambat, and he worked with James Wells, and his paintings are also famous. His paintings or drawings of rock-cut caves at Verul and Carle are famous. Some of his drawings are preserved in the Yale Center of British Art of Yale University. Now, exact portrayal of the object of the painting is characteristic of the European style. A number of renowned artists were trained in the J.J. School of Art and Industry, which was established in 1857 CE, offering courses in European style of painting. Pestonji Beaumonji, an alumni, means ex-student of this school, made replicas of Ajanta paintings. So, J.J. School of Art was established in 1857, and it is one of the well-known institutions even existing today, and it offered courses in European style of painting. Pestonji Beaumonji, an alumni, means ex-student of J.J. School of Art, made replicas of Ajanta paintings. Replicas means same to same pictures. Okay. Now let us see what is sculptural art. Sculptures are three-dimensional, such as images, statues, pots and objects with artistic embellishment. For creating sculptures, either rock or metal or clay is used. Rock sculptures are made by carving, metal sculptures are made with the help of molds, and clay sculptures are formed either directly with the hands or by using molds. The entire temple of Kailash at Verul is a unique monolithic sculpture carved out of a single rock. The lion capital of the Ashokan pillar found at Sarnath is the national emblem of India. So let us see about sculpture. Sculpture means carving a particular image out of a stone or rock or even clay or metals also. Now there are different methods of sculptures. Okay, sculpturing we can call, and rock sculptures are made by carving, but metal sculptures are made with the help of molds, and clay sculptures are made directly or by molds also. Okay, and the entire temple of Kailash at Verul is the unique monolithic sculpture. Okay, all this temple is carved out of a single rock, and this is one of the example of carving or Indian carving. Ashokan pillar found at Sarnath, that is the national emblem of India, is another example of stone carving or stone sculpture. Folk styles of sculptural art. The sculptural art is also an ancient as the art of painting dating back to Stone Ages. Carving tools out of stone can said to be the beginning of sculptural art. The custom of making clay images for rituals has been prevalent in India since Harappan times. It has continued till today in many regions like Bengal, Bihar, Gujarat, Rajasthan, etc. The Ganesha idols, masks of Gauri, bull figurines made for the festival of Bailpola, wooden memorials, virgals means memorial stones, the decorated clay storage bins, etc. are a few examples of the folk traditions of sculptural art. So let us study about the folk styles of sculptural art. Means sculptural art existing in the ancient India in folk style. So when man learned to carve tools out of stone, okay, so that was the beginning of sculptural art, and he started making different images, okay, for the rituals. And even today in Bengal, Bihar, Gujarat, Rajasthan, this custom has been followed. Even we make Ganesha idols, masks of Gauri, bull figurines made for Bailpola, wooden memorials. Okay, So in this way, in the folk tradition also, art of sculpture has been existing for a long time. Now let us see what is classical style of sculptural art. The Harappan seals, stone and bronze statues tell us about the 5000 years old or even older tradition of the Indian tradition of sculptural art. It is said that the tradition of carving out some sculptures of larger size began in the Mauryan period with the Ashoka pillars. So, classical styles of sculpture or sculptural art we find from the Harappan period, means 5000 years. From the Harappan period, even we know about the seals, stone and bronze statues. Okay, 5,000 years ago. Okay, so it is said that the tradition of carving out stone sculptures of large size began in Maurya period with the Ashoka pillar, one of the example. The Sanchi Stupa was erected in the Emperor Ashoka's time. However, the beautiful sculptural embellishments of the stupa are supposed to be later additions, means other decorative carving made around the stupa at Sanchi made by Ashoka is done afterwards. The sculptures at Bharuch are testimonies of the continuous development of sculptural art in India. Buddhism was spread far and wide in many countries outside India. The tradition of erecting Buddhist stupas began in those countries as well. The stupa at Borobudur in Indonesia is the largest stupa in the world. It was built during the 18th and 19th century CE. It was declared as a World Heritage Site in 1991. So let us see that the sculptures at Bharuch Stupa, okay, are the testimonials of continuous development of sculptural art. Is the example of in what way the sculptural art in India developed. Especially in Buddhism, it was their tradition to erect a Buddhist stupa, and the biggest or the largest stupa in the world is at Borobudur in Indonesia, and it's a World Heritage Site also. Okay, because though Buddhism or Bauddha religion took birth in India, it spreaded in many other countries in the ancient period. Okay, thank you very much. The remaining part of the lesson will be discussed in the upcoming videos.